Hey guys, this is CeeGee with CardRunners.com coming at you with a horse tournament video. And I decided to make this video because I have a lot of people interested in mixed tournaments with the World Series coming up in the summer. And mixed tournaments are a big deal for the World Series because they are great value and the fields are smaller, so there's a bigger chance of winning a bracelet. So you'll see a lot of tournament players kind of flooding the mixed game scene right before the World Series, and there's going to be a lot of great value for mixed tournaments. The Sunday Horse is one of the better value tournaments there are, and you won't see too many 8-game cash players playing it, which is good for me, but I think bad for them because they're missing out on a ton of value. And the structure for the Sunday Horse is pretty good. It's a little fast. As you can see, we're 2 hours, 47 minutes in here, and we've already made the money. And I think the tournament ends on average like for 4 hours. So it's not a very long tournament, and the value is great. The prize is top heavy, so you do want to win first. And third isn't too bad either, but generally you're going to want to build stacks as much as possible before the final table so that when you get to the final table you can kind of push people around and make good steals. Stealing is going to be a huge part of the stud games for the horse tournament because a lot of the action is going to be dictated by the high cards in stud and the low cards in Raz. I make a kind of trivial fold here against the 3 with the 7 when I have 9 deuce 7. I think it's a good fold, but I could definitely play that if I thought the 3 was opening too wide. Let's pause it for a second. So I did want to address the stud games in horse. Unfortunately, I didn't get too much limit hold'em or Omaha 8 in this video, but it actually works out for me because I'm not that great at limit hold'em in tournaments. But maybe next time I'll get a longer video and we can review some more full horse. But as far as Raz and stud 8 and stud high go, there's some content in that in this video. So addressing Raz, I think it's very important to be very aware of what people are doing and the steal situations that you can get because you're getting such a good price on steals, especially on certain levels. The next level, I think your steal value goes up because the ante to small bet ratio it changes. It's definitely the case for the World Series every year. I think for the last few years that I've played, there's always a structure that's better than another for stealing. So paying attention to those structures are going to be of very big importance when you're playing these horse tournaments. In this spot here, I see a spot for stealing. I think it's a little loose, but it all really depends on your read on the player before the bring-in. In a cash game, I would definitely fold this, but in a tournament, I think it's a good spot to kind of abuse until you get played back at or they adjust. Especially if the guy's tight, I would pretty much always open this 100% in a tournament if I thought he was going to fold a big enough percentage of the time, just because growing your stack in this horse tournament is so important. So I go ahead and steal there, but there are a lot of good situations to be aware of for stealing. Some other things, some basic concepts for those who are crossing over from no limit hold'em. I go ahead and steal again here. Obviously, I think that's a much easier steal spot having the jack low compared to the bad queen, stealing into an ace and stealing into a 7 there. So it's a better spot to steal than before, and I would probably open there almost 100%. But people who are transferring from no limit hold'em or another background of tournament to these mixed game tournaments are generally going to be decent at them only because they understand the whole idea of being aggressive with big stacks and being tight with short stacks, and that's kind of an idea that's lost on a lot of cash game players coming into tournaments. When you have a big stack, it's just like any other tournament. It's going to be good to kind of push around and abuse other type players who are looking to fold into the pay jumps or playing scared. And the high cards are really dictated. I'm sorry, studs are really dictated by the high cards. So when you have a high card, it's going to be very threatening to make some loose opens, just because it's hard to deal with in a tournament, since those short stacks are trying to protect their stack and trying to get it in good. They're going to be making a lot of big folds. So being aggressive when you have the chips is definitely a good strategy.